Okay, I've already got a good stack of recordings. So
Okay,
I'll just add it
thank
to
you.
it. Nope, not a problem.
Okay.
I'd like to call to order the Monday meeting of November 14th, 2022. I ask that all who have not signed in, please do so. Please turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please conduct any private conversations in the hallway or outside. Emergency exits can be found to your right and to your left. This meeting is also live streamed via YouTube, and text commenting is available to the public. At this time, if you'd please join the town board in a salute to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, a couple announcements. Town operations will be closed on Thursday, the 24th, observance of Thanksgiving, and then the 25th is a floater holiday for all town employees. Reminder to the town board and public, there'll be a joint village and town board meeting on November 28th at 6 p.m. here at the same room. This will be for the Victor Street connectivity and access plan, and again, here in the main meeting room. Again, originally on the agenda that was sent out on Friday, there was a privilege of the floor that has been canceled. It is our intention to have Ms. Wright on the December 12th agenda next month. And has, that has to do with the Moran MOU for the donation of land on the Stonebrook subdivision to the Genesee Land Trust. If I may, approval of meeting minutes of the October 24th regular meeting. Town board members, if you have any comments, questions, or corrections.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Payment of bill, manifest number 21. As this time, I ask our town clerk if she would please introduce this.
Manifest number 21 for 2022 in the amount of $251,215 has been reviewed by the Victor Town Board with the following accounts charged: general townwide, general outside village, highway townwide, the lighting districts of Fishers, Brookwood Meadows, High Point, Cobblestone, Coil Ridge, Rolling Meadows, Stone Lay, and Legacy at the Fairways, S&S Consolidated Sewer Fund, and Trust and Agency.
Thank you, Karen. You'll see up on the screen, we have identified those expenditures that are in the range of or exceed $5,000, starting with first, American Rock Salt, road salt for this coming winter. Next is payment to Harris Beach for October legal fees. There are chargebacks of $1,978.50 included in there as well. Next is payment to Integrated System for the November hosting and storage. Payment to Labella Associates. This is services for the months of September and October. There are chargebacks to developers included in these two invoices. Total cost to the town, $50,641.25. I would like to add that within both those months are a number of charges for the Lane Road sidewalk project, for engineering, the acquisition of easements or the need of easements, bid document review as well. There's also expenditures in there for the parking lot expansions at both Dryer Road Park and Victor Municipal Park. This would include project coordination and concept plan. Two other items, sewer master plan expenditures, as well as additional, hopefully the final charges for the Deer Crossing and Raccoon Run Road project this past summer. So And with that said, board members, if there's no questions, looking for approval of this manifest number 21.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving to the only privilege of the floor this evening, Mr. Doug Eldred, extension of the Water District down Strong Road to a proposed project.
Good evening. I'm Doug Eldred from Doug Eldred Site Engineering. I hope the folks at the town hall are getting better. I understand you had a little bit of an outbreak there. I'm currently working on an 11-lot subdivision at the southwest corner of Taylor Road and Strong Road. To serve that with water, we wish to extend the water main about 750 feet south on Strong Road to the property and then down each leg of Strong Road and Taylor Road, as they're all frontage properties, so they would go pretty much the whole district. My understanding is the town does still require water benefited area extensions, even though the Water Authority has taken it over. Typically, a district extension of this nature is done for a funding mechanism. I don't know if there still is funding requirements for water since the Water Authority took it over, but I guess if that's currently your policy, that we would be proceeding with the request for a water extension district. It's my understanding that some of the neighbors would wish to challenge this or ask the board to deny this on the suggestion that extension of water main would induce additional growth and/or would make the lots perhaps required to be bigger because water is not provided. You know, my personal opinion is district extensions to provide a benefit that's available to others within the town should not be used to stop or slow down or change development, that as long as that doesn't cost the town money. In this case, the water would be installed by the developer, and then the maintenance would be by the Water Authority. So that would meet those requirements. And it was also suggested that the town board actually has a policy, or whether it's written or unwritten, that you wouldn't want to extend water main to the southwest quadrant of the town because of the low density and the desire to keep it low density. So the density in this area is limited to, by overlay district, 1 lot per 3 acres, which is already low density. With regard to using this to stop, slow, or cause lots to be bigger, or something along those lines, with that type of density, there certainly is no problem providing wells for the lots that would average about 3 acres. Sometimes if the lots are too small, you need certain separation distances between septic systems and wells. That just simply would not be the case with a density at this level. So if the intent is to stop, slow, or otherwise change development, I don't believe it would work in this quadrant of town. So what would be denied from these folks is the improved, you can debate whether or not well water versus public water is better. Certainly when there's septic systems involved, it's nice to kind of convert over to public water in perhaps the slight chance that there might be some contamination of the aquifer. In this case, there's a very strong aquifer underneath. If for some reason the water benefit area is denied, we're not going to change the plan at all. We'll just be putting wells in. So I guess what I'm here for, to ask the board in a nutshell, is there a written or policy where you are not suggesting, recommending, or approving water district extensions in this area of the town? Is there such a policy? And that's really pretty much it. It's been suggested that there is a policy, and that policy perhaps is because you don't want to induce further development. Having said all of that, again, I'll just reiterate that supplying a benefit that's available within other areas of the town, as long as there's no cost to the town, I don't think that's a good way to control development, because you're denying something that's available to others. In this case, the extension of the water mains would be completely at the cost of the developer, and then the maintenance of the water mains would be done through the collection of fees by the Monroe County Water Authority. That's built into their fee structure. So, reiterating, I guess I'm here, am I wasting my time? Should we just go ahead and put wells in, or should we be in a position where we could provide this benefit to these folks in this area? Primarily is the improved fire protection.
So Doug, because I've been around a few days here on the job, so back in 2011, I think it was, we went through the process of creating a consolidated water district town-wide, rather than having multiple colored maps, and it might even actually been 2010. So any development you've been involved with during your time here has been development in areas of the town that were already within the water district.
Yeah.
So back in 2012, sent survey letters to the, we'll call it the northwest quadrant, being the Benson Road area,
Okay.
as well as the southern quadrant of the town. Dryer Road South, Strong Road, County Road 41 South, all the areas actually we're speaking of today. So the folks in the northwest quadrant, you use the word policy. It's actually not a policy. It was, we surveyed the residents, and residents did come back with a majority. It wasn't an overwhelming majority. It was based on, I think it was assessed value of homes as well. We did have a developer such as, yourself, that was very interested in water. So based on the support of the voters in that area through the survey, and then the developer also separately also wrote a check as well, contributing to that development of water in that area. We did include those homes into the district, and we did expand the water district into the Benson Road area. Excuse me. Along those lines, same timeline, and actually it was, I ended up lettering the residents 3 different times in the southern quadrant. And I think the first one was in October of 2011, and we only came back with only 50% of the property owners responded to the initial request, and we thought it was in the best interest to give it a shot again. So did that in February of 2012. It had a response of a little over 70% of the property owners, and at that time, that mailing went to only residents within the southwest quadrant that had not responded. And then at that time, we needed 50% of the total assessed value of properties to be in favor of this project, and we did not achieve that. So at that time, we decided to not.
But Jack, was that a project to extend mains?
To extend water into that area of the town.
Extend, okay.
Yep, so at that time, it was a
Now,
board
didn't have
decision.
anything to do with whether or not that they would accept it if someone else paid for it, so to speak.
So here's the way we looked at it back in 2012. And since then, I can tell you in the last 10 years, I've heard, you're now the second person I've heard from. Heard from another developer. How do I go about extending? He ended up choosing to not extend, and you're the second person. So the people that actually live within that district will have to incur also the capital cost. Naturally, to your point, you're going to incur the capital cost to run it to your project. But
Right.
once I include all those other homeowners in that district, now they're going to pay the debt.
Why would others be included?
because that's the way we've done it in the past. I don't see any reason to
Well,
not.
just because they're adjacent to the water main?
Yep.
And what is so there is a fee if you are in a district but don't connect to the water main, there's still a fee?
It's set up 3 different ways, yes.
Okay,
Some people are actually paying within our water district right now, who are within a water district, may not be tied to the water district, but if their system failed, they could hook up tomorrow. But they've been paying a small percentage of the debt that others have paid into it as well.
okay. But
We
there
also
would be,
had
there
a-
would be no debt here, right?
So that's part of it.
I'm sorry?
The debt aspect is a big part of it.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be a debt because the water main would be installed at the developer's expense.
If we so chose to do that, yes.
Yeah,
I'm not recommending that to the board, that they expand the water district.
you would not recommend to
No.
expand the water district?
Because I've heard from 2 developers, I've yet to hear from any residents say, Jack, you know what, the water quality, the water's hard on my system in my household, I really think you should extend it. Actually, there was a house fire, I think in about 2014, struck by lightning, and again, it probably, even if there was a hydrant right out in front of the house, might not have saved that house, but I thought after that, that would really get folks, hey, Victor, what's going on? Would you reconsider and stuff like that? I never heard that.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
My own recommendation, to not extend the water.
Okay.
If I've been hearing from residents all along, I'd be more apt to say, you know what? I
No,
think-
it's not surprising because the properties there are right over a very good aquifer, and so they have plenty of well water supply, and we would the same. So, it's simply a matter of improving the ability to fight fires. And like I said, if there's no cost to the town, I don't know why the town wouldn't want to do it. If you do have a fee that you charge to people who don't tie in, that's a different ballgame. I was not aware of that.
Doug, great points, and actually, when we did the survey back in 12, we actually had all that information, the cost of replacement of a water softener, cost of coffee pots, these are things that
Yeah.
we were hearing from the hard water.
Yeah.
Also, what the homeowner's insurance, would go down,
Sure,
having a
absolutely.
hydrant. And it was a clear, no, thanks, but no thanks.
Okay, so you've collected enough information from the neighbors to be able to say you wouldn't recommend it?
Correct, yes.
Okay,
And again, I'm speaking, I know I was the only one here in 2012. And certainly my colleagues are more than willing to ask questions or they have their own input. But
Okay.
because I haven't heard from residents, I don't see any reason why I should be extending or offering to extend for a developer.
yeah, like I said, it's simply a matter of, in this case, you're not going to change the size of the lots or anything else, it's just a matter of improved fire protection.
Nope.
And it would provide improved fire protection
Well taken,
to others
and-
as well.
yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
Yeah, please.
I agree with you, Supervisor, from the standpoint that when water came up my road, I hooked up the next day because I had 96 grains hardness. I had 10 pounds of iron for every 1,000 gallons of water. I had a lot of water, but it was lousy water. I was going through 10 pounds of salt a day in my softener. So I couldn't wait to hook up. And I think, I've heard the same thing out that way, is that, there haven't been any complaints with the quality of the water in the aquifer that they have.
no, my understanding, at least the neighbors say that the water quality is good.
And I think the other piece of that is that there might not be any initial debt to them if the developer were to extend it and on their dime now, but what happens is, once they become part of that benefit area, any fixing of pipes, any fixing of hydrants, they could be on the other side of town, they're gonna be responsible for paying some of that debt when that stuff gets repurposed.
I mean, my understanding from the Water Authority anyway is that maintenance of that nature is included in their fee structure.
Well, and that fee structure includes the capitalization of that, obviously.
Yeah.
We have folks that are in the sewer district benefit area that pay a fee and are still on their own septic.
Sure.
And they've chosen not to hook up to the sewer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's very good that I came in before I wasted my time.
No, and that's, we don't want you wasting your time.
Yeah.
Since this project, I know it's been before the planning board maybe for the last, well, I think it actually was a year plus
Yeah.
ago or stuff like
Yeah.
that, but even during that time, if we had residents that come say, boy, you know what, if they really build this project, you know what, and they're going to talk about water, if this is an opportunity, but I haven't had any of that, so.
It's understandable.
Being truthful with you, okay?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay?
Take care.
Okay, let's see. Under privilege of floor, that was it. Moving to public comments. Opportunities for members of the public to approach the town board.
Hello, my name's Randy Shea. I live at 50 West Main Street, Victor, New York. I think most of you know me. In fact, I think every one of you has my cell phone number. If you ever want to call me, feel free. Before I start tonight, my 3 minutes, I would like to clear the waters a bit. And it has to do with some questions that I have for the town supervisor, Jack Marin. And if he's open to me asking him a couple questions.
Shoot away.
Okay.
And again, many times under public comment, you know, we take your comments under consideration, or I feel if it's in the best interest, you come here. Any resident comes here, asks a question, we try to respond so they don't leave here frustrated.
Well, thank you. My first question is, did you explicitly invite me to attend tonight's meeting?
No, it was the 28th, but you're more than welcome to be here.
Okay.
28th, as I mentioned in the reminder to the town board, we have a special meeting in 2 weeks at 6 PM with the village board.
Okay. Is there any legal reason why I cannot be at this meeting?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Does that go for all meetings moving forward at the town or any facility?
Yeah, no legal.
No legal. Okay, thank you. I would like to start my 3 minutes now. The summer has been really traumatic for me. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I was willing to lay down my life for this nation. I gave up a lot of my rights while I was serving. I know how to follow orders. I couldn't really express myself, First Amendment, very much. You pretty much followed orders and did what you were told. I did get to vote if I wanted. But I did that to defend the rights that I have now. There's something called due process of the law. Before somebody's rights are taken away, even criminals, people that we believe to be guilty, are allowed due process under the law, which means they get to face their accusers, or they get to have a judge decide or a jury of their peers decide before their rights can be taken away. This letter that you sent me implied that I was some kind of domestic terrorist. I won't read this, but what is already public is what you sent to all of the facilities of the town and all of the clerks and everybody who works here. You were wrong for doing it. To all town hall employees and board members, Randy Shea has received formal notice from the town supervisor's office that he is not allowed on town hall premises or at any board meetings without prior written authorization of the town supervisor. If Mr. Shea requests and is granted permission, the supervisor's office will notify appropriate employees of the meeting date, time, location, and protocols. If Mr. Shea shows up without notification from my office, please contact me immediately. In the certified letter, you threatened me and said that the sheriff could be called. I found out not that I was supposed to, that there was an internal letter that went out by the fire chief of Victor, New York. And he told everybody that they could go ahead and shut down the fire hall, and that there was a New York State investigation, New York State trooper investigation about me. What the heck did I do? You want to know what I think it is? And I'm pretty sure, but I still don't know because I never got to face my accusers. Do you know what it is? I'm almost 100% positive. It was something that Kathy Rayburn, the Director of Development, misrepresented to you and to many other people since then, of an interaction I had up at her office when I was called down to help out with the planning of Memorial Day. And I was coming down to show a brochure that worked out very well last year. And she was all ready to print it in the meeting. But because she was having a bad day, she got angry with me, accused me of being a liar even, saying that I lied about her. I was calm, cool, collected. As I was leaving was the first time that I got upset. But I won't go into that. I'll leave it at this. Violating somebody's First Amendment rights, no matter who they are, without due process under the law is wrong. I deserve an open and public apology, and I would appreciate that right now.
You're not getting any apology. I have a right to protect the men and women in this room this evening.
Thank you very much.
As well as the employees of Town Hall. And you can behave like an adult. By the way, I have no say over what the Victor Fire Chief writes in any type of letter, as he has no say over what any member of this board puts in a letter. So, that said, if there's any other public comment? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Philip Nelson. I live at 7976 Taylor Road, Victor, New York. And much of what I'm going to say is moot, but I'd like to put it on the record anyways. My comments are directly towards the preceding presentation on the Water District extension. I've lived at this address for 36 years and was one of the respondents to your earlier survey saying, no, we don't want the water extended. We have excellent water right now. The proposed development project has been before the planning board for over a year, and the neighbors in the southwest area around Strong Road have been very much against the proposed development and have voiced that to the planning board over and over and over again. Our concerns are, and I'm going to read this because then I can get done in the 3 minutes and get out of here. The neighbors of this proposed development project have been encouraging the planning board to reject the proposal as it appears. The goals of, as it opposes the goals of the comprehensive master plan. The developer contends he can only profitably develop the property by maximizing the number of houses allowed by the zoning code, 10 new houses. Furthermore, to build 10 houses crowded near the road frontage, he must provide municipal water. Hence, their current request for a water district approval. Previously, the town board has considered a water district for the neighborhood, and when placed before district residents, the proposal was defeated. We don't want municipal water. It's expensive. It's subject to water authority curtailments during droughts. It's subject to frequent boil water advisories. I've never had a boil water advisory in my well. And it tastes terrible. My water's delicious. Now, let's look at the economics. The developer says they will pay for the water main extension And I believe, if he was still here, I'd confirm this, I believe his budget number was $400,000 for the water main extension. Per Moravec Well Drilling, they're the company that drilled my well, they're out of Penn Yan, called them and talked with them this morning. The all-in cost per house for 100-foot deep wells is about $10,000 to $12,000 per property. So if the developer builds 5 houses instead of 10, no longer needs municipal water, and drills 5 wells for a $60,000 cost, they save around $340,000. Or a 34-acre property result of $10,000 per acre saved. That's all the property cost is $10,000 an acre. With those savings, the 5-house proposal can provide the developer for a profit comparable to their 10-house proposal with the water district. In conclusion, this water district proposal should be rejected. And I thank you for the time. Good evening.
You're welcome. Board members into the public, one thing I thought of when you made your points, Mr. Eldridge mentioned that, was based on growth, or concerns about growth being water and sewer. That was never at all entered into the thought process of the board at that time. It was all about listening to what the residents wanted. We said no, and we said no. So it had nothing to do with growth. I mean, just, you're going to see development, whatever fits that piece of property, and it'll just be based on whatever they can build, whether it's 9 homes, 5 homes, 10 homes, but yeah, water and sewer was certainly, we hear that all the time, that sewer's a driver, water's a driver, and we have seen that in parts of the town as well. So, thank you for your comments. But I know you spoke to the town clerk a few times, so no extra charge for you.
My name is Maura Steed. I live at, where do I live? 1117 Strong Road, across from 1086 Strong. And I stand with many of the neighbors in that we are so upset about what is being proposed for this development. And at the last planning board meeting, they were encouraging us to, if we didn't have anything new to say, to not say anything, which really disturbed me, because a lot of things that we've been talking about, we just feel that they haven't been addressed in the way that we feel would be an appropriate thing. The comprehensive plan that talks about the current principal concerns of the Victor residents of farmland protection, rural character, green infrastructure, growth management, and open space preservation. We want to see this continue to be looked at, the town in this way. And the southwest part has so much farmland and some incredible natural resources. And this particular area of Strong and Taylor is quite unique in its drumlin formation. And when there were cows in the field, there were so many people who would stop their cars, take pictures, just stop, see the cows, see the sunset, see this natural lay of the land. And I think we are continuing to bring up the fact that the proposal of all the houses on this lot, it meets all the numbers, the bottom line numbers, but it does not meet the character of the area. And the houses they're talking about are 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, maybe more, to put on this. And none of the houses around are that size. And so we are talking about a very significant development happening. And of course, all of us who are on wells and septics, these are things that to be concerned about, is how is it going to affect all the people who have been living in this area and maintaining their wells and septics without problem. To then put in 10 houses of such size, I guess, I think we feel that there are just some details here that have really been, they're just, I think a lot of us feel that it doesn't make any difference what we think, it's going to happen. And there were a number of us who would have just preferred to have it stay farmland and would have been willing to work with the owner to bring in colleges who have students who are studying natural resources, with the historic house on the lot, students who are into architecture, it seems like an absolutely perfect situation to bring in many different factors, but it would require sitting with the owner, developer, to discuss this, and that really has not been able to happen. So I could go on for a very long time, and I don't need to do that, but just to bring to your attention that there's some things that many of us and we've lived in the area for 20 some odd years, and people around a lot longer, and then there are young people who have moved in who are feeling the same way, that this is a very, very special area. And I guess I don't know I don't know what we can do to bring this forward. We do not want to, we're not asking that the person who owns the property lose money, not make money. We're not suggesting that. We are just suggesting some other ways to have them make money without creating a really tearing up a natural resource and changing the whole character of the area. So thank you very, very much for your input regarding the water, because that is an important thing to all of us, that not be done. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Again, if there's any other members of the public? Okay, in your packet, board members, reports of town officials, starting with the Director of Finance, Town Historian, the Parks and Rec Department, Victor Traffic, Victor Fire Department, and that should be it. I do have a couple items real quick. October 29th was a very busy day here in the town. That was the day we started across the street behind the Presbyterian Church. We had a unused medication take-back day. That was on Saturday, well-attended event. And we had the Parks and Rec Monster Mash Halloween party. And I had an opportunity to go over there for a few minutes. I did see Councilman Cusimano with his children and a lot of young families. I know our certainly sponsors enjoyed themselves. And both of our fire districts within the town were very present, and we want to thank them for their time. In addition, had a nice little groundbreaking at the new event here at 33 Main Street, a new bakery, which my waistline doesn't need, but it was very good baked goods there. In addition, I do want to thank our town clerk. I want to thank our wellness committee. I want to thank our Parks and Rec department. I want to thank Senator Helming for coming out as well for the Veterans Appreciation Luncheon this past Thursday. And then I want to again thank the town clerk for opening up the building for the Veterans Day ceremony this past Friday. If there's any board members that attended them, these two events, my apologies to you. I, as you know, unable to attend myself. The only other thing I want to mention to the board was whether or not, I know during the month of September, excuse me, in the summer months, June, July, and August, we usually go to one meeting in person, the other one is pay bills only. And it's been asked, well, probably multiple times over a course of years, whether or not board had any consideration considering doing that for the months of November and December as well. I know sometimes around the holidays, we're trying to fit a meeting in before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, same with Christmas as well. So something for you to ponder. Either let myself or the clerk know your thoughts, unless you have a thought now. And that is all I have. I'll ask if there's any board member that have a committee that they would like to report on. Okay, moving to the resolutions. Starting with number 1, this is an agreement out of the Highway Department to extend the agreement with Impact Earth for the organic waste composting program.
I'm all in favor of this, but I wonder, Mark, do you have any idea what the net is? I mean, I enjoy not having our organic waste go down to Flint, but do you think it nets out with what we're taking in with the organic?
I'd have to refer to Casey on that. I know she does quite a bit of research on it and has the information, so
Yeah.
I'd have to look into that for
I
you.
mean, I know the residents who use it love it.
Yeah.
You know, and I certainly want to continue it.
Right.
And I don't think it's that terribly expensive to do, and I think anytime you can keep organic trash out of the landfill.
Yeah. I know September or October, she did do a weighing of, I think it was for the month, and she had a pretty good number, so
Yeah.
I can talk to her about it, get back to you.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Resolution is approved. Number 2, enter into a lease agreement with the Toshiba for a highway transfer station copier.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 2 is passed. From the Human Resources, number 3, Town and Village Wage Pay Scale.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, approval of the 2023 longevity payment to the Town of Victor employees.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 4 is passed. Contract with Guardian to provide 2023 dental insurance.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a first, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 5 is passed. Number 6, contract with Aetna to provide 2023 retiree health insurance.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Resolution has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 6 is passed. Number 7, MVP to provide 2023 healthcare insurance for the town employees.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 7 is passed. Number 8, 2023 healthcare contribution rates.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 8 is passed. Number 9, funding the health savings account for employees enrolled in the 2022 high deductible.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 9 is
I'm
passed.
sorry, who was the second?
Okay. Number 10. I voted on that, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Community chorus accompanist.
So moved.
You gotta pronounce your name. So moved.
I'm not even trying that.
Isn't that tough?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 11, Jennifer Lewis.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 11 is passed. Number 12, request for certificate of liability insurance waivers for the 2 previous resolutions.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, number 12 is passed. Number 13, and unfortunately, Mr. Keith Maynard is home recuperating from that nasty stuff going around, so he wants to apologize for his ability to not be with us this evening, in case there was any questions. But this is for the 2023. It's a 5-year agreement.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 13 is passed. Number 14, 2022, Monroe County water easements that are needed.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 15, from the clerk's office, Victor Hills Golf Course Festival of Lights Mass Gathering Permits.
So moved.
Let's pray for snow.
Yeah, second.
Do you want to say anything?
My wife gave me a form that I was supposed to hand in, she told me. The notarized letter saying that everything on the permit was still valid.
Let the record reflect that he listened to his wife.
Yeah.
And he did give it to the clerk, okay?
First time this year.
Trying to help you.
No, I'll take anything I can get.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 15 is passed. Good luck this year, again, weather.
Thank you.
Number 16, authorization for Canandaigua National Bank to be the agent for the town of Victor to accept 2023 tax collections.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 16 is passed. Number 17, unpaid sewer bills for the tax relevy.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 17 is passed. Amazing amount of money that being re-levied. Public comment. Opportunity for members of the public to provide any, oh, look at the, oh, great, boy, he's got a burr in his saddle tonight.
Actually, I don't. I just have to say to every one of you, thank you. You make me proud. I'm so happy with the decision not to extend the sewer district. You know, you have a historic development department here, and I know that Bambette has been very influential in a number of different ways and with different projects. And I think this decision tonight will go a long way in preserving a way of life that in the future will be considered historic. And you've done you're a very wise group of people. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other public comments? Susie, and I failed to ask you earlier. Okay, thank you. There's nothing else. A motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good night.
Thanks, you too.